Michael Jackson saved Macaulay Culkin from Epstein.
That Michael Jackson saved me from getting on a plane to that tiny island.
Okay, was Michael Jackson actually saving children from Epstein Island? Is that why he built Neverland? I mean, you know, when you think about it, the system completely went against him. They punished him.
Yeah.
They flipped the script. They made it appear as if he was the one that was abusing children, when in reality, was Michael Jackson actually protecting them? You know, think about it. Many celebrities, many children celebrities came out and protected and defended Michael Jackson. To me, this is all making sense now, right? Michael has been dead for so long, but it actually makes sense now. So many celebrities supported and backed Michael Jackson.
Of course.
It just makes sense to me. Like, you know, everyone on the street is talking about the fact that Michael Jackson was saying a lot of stuff about the system and trying to save a lot of people. You know, I think Michael was the good guy and he wanted to save humanity. And I'm telling you now, he saw some dark things behind closed doors. I'm going to look into this a lot more. You know, this is a crazy one, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. And if you have any more information on what you guys think. And obviously this was just for entertainment. And I'm as fictional as a dinosaur, baby.
Yeah, like, they were the villains, but they depicted the hero as a villain. Michael Jackson was the hero. He was the one who was saving the children from these terrible guys. But he was depicted as a villain. Okay, most people believed that he himself was the one who was doing such kind of terrible things. Macaulay Culkin always told us that he was innocent. Michael Jackson was innocent. There were many child celebrities who went there and tell us that Michael Jackson didn't do anything to them. But most people refuse to believe. Continue not to believe those people who testified for Michael Jackson. That was crazy. There was crazy hatred toward Michael Jackson without any evidence of him doing evil things toward those children. He didn't do such kind of things to those children. In fact, he saved those children from terrible people. But for most of the years, Diddy and Epstein were never thought to be doing such kind of things. So the world is a crazy place. Okay, most people continue to believe to this day that Michael Jackson was not innocent. Okay, even at the time of his death, nobody believed him, like him not doing such kind of things. But the reality is he never done such kind of things. He saved those children. The files even tell us even more that he never did such kind of things. In fact, there was an interview that really clarifies this situation that Michael Jackson had. The interviewer asked Macaulay Culkin whether Michael Jackson did something to him. And this was the answer of Macaulay Culkin to the interviewer.
What happened at the house? That's what all these things.
You know, that's so weird, you know. Nothing. You know, I mean, nothing really. I mean, we played video games, you know, we played it in some amusement park. Well, the thing is with that whole thing is that, you know, they go, oh, you slept in the same bedroom as him. It's like, I don't think you understand. Michael Jackson's bedroom is 2 stories. And it has like 3 bathrooms and this and that. So when I slept in his bedroom, yeah, but you have to understand the whole scenario. And the thing is with Michael is that he's not very good at explaining himself. I mean, he never really has been, because he's not a very social person. I mean, you're talking about someone who's been sheltered and sheltering himself also for the last like 30 years, or, you know, and so he's not very good at communicating to people and not very good at conveying what he's actually trying to say to you. And so when he says something like that, you know, people, you know, he doesn't quite understand why people react the way that they do.
Why do you think he liked
young It's because it's the same reason why he liked me was the fact that I didn't care who he was. That was the thing. I talked to him like he was a normal human being.
Yeah.
And that's what, and kids do that to him because he's not, I mean, he's Michael Jackson, the pop singer, but he's not the god of, the king of pop or anything like that. He's just, a guy who's actually very kid-like himself and wants to go out there and wants to play video games with each
Your
other.
parents encourage it?
They weren't against it. It wasn't like they encouraged it or were pushing me upon it. It was just kind of like I want to hang out with them and they were fine.
You see, there is a thing that he said that attracted me the most. That gets my attention. He said Michael Jackson was not a good speaker. He wasn't a good communicator. Like explaining his thoughts. He wasn't that good at explaining his thoughts. That tells a lot. There are a lot of people who did a lot of wrong things, and just because they could explain themselves very well, they get out of whatever situation they are in. Okay? If you are a good communicator, you'll get out of any situation you get in. Like most situations, let's not generalize, but most situations you can get out of most of your situations, like bad situations, if you are a good speaker. That's the big thing. When Michael Jackson was asked about such kind of things, when he give answers, his answers weren't enough for people. Imagine being in his place. He was the hero. He was the one who was saving those children from those terrible people. And then turns out he was depicted as the villain. That that would like that would hurt a lot, you know. So that is a big problem. In fact, this accusation was without any evidence. Just because he had children around him, it doesn't mean he did such kind of things. In fact, he was saving them from people who do such kind of things. So that's the reality of the world. That's the reality of the world. People believe propagandas. People believe what when you can speak about something very well. People believe you when you have connections and stuff. Not the reality. People are drawn to the crowds, not to the reality. You know, people supported Hitler when he genocided Jews. People supported Leopold this, I don't know, Leopold of Belgium, uh, when he killed a lot of Congolese. In fact, most of them don't know. They think of him as a great king, and they have a statue of him and stuff. But people don't care about reality. They care about mass mind. That's the reality. The reality of the world we live in. I want you to understand this. I think you understand it, but I just want to explain it.
So Michael Jackson used his life to protect children, yet was misunderstood by the world as a criminal. Neverland, this mysterious place, was not as simple as the outside world thought. Recently, a previously undisclosed truth was revealed. In Neverland, Michael Jackson shielded children from the forces of darkness, keeping them away from the terrifying reality of Epstein's island. He provided children with a sanctuary, protecting them from harm and abuse, yet was misrepresented by the media and the public as a criminal. He was falsely accused of abuse, while the real abusers remained undisclosed. Macaulay Culkin and other celebrities publicly defended Jackson, proving that he was not only a musical genius, but also a hero who fought for the safety and protection of children. He not only protected children from physical harm, but also helped celebrities like Britney Spears, offering her advice when she faced control from her father, protecting her freedom. Today, as more truths are revealed, we can finally see Michael Jackson for who he truly was, a hero who sacrificed for others.
Yeah, he should have been rewarded. Okay, such kind of people should have been rewarded because it will encourage other people to do such kind of things. But the reality is, he was accused of the thing he was against. Not only he's against to such kind of things, he protected children from such kind of people, and he was accused of being those people. What a strange world! What a strange world! And you're still telling me that this world is fair? No, it's not. Okay, don't trust such kind of things. This world is not fair. Okay, but we have to try to make it safe. To play things safe as much as possible. Okay, as much as possible. Yeah.
Michael Jackson saved 10-year-old Macaulay Culkin, and in return, Macaulay made 3 decisions to repay the kindness.
Yeah.
First, Macaulay was the only person besides Trump who testified to Michael's innocence. By the 1990s, Macaulay had become a well-known child star, earning $8 million per movie. However, no one expected that behind the scenes his father was exploiting him, taking his earnings and demanding the film crew bring his other children along so Macaulay could continue acting. Michael, having had similar experiences, chose to help Macaulay. He took Macaulay on a tour of his Neverland ranch and invited him to appear in a music video. Later, when Michael was falsely accused twice, Macaulay stood up and testified in court on his behalf. Second, Macaulay protected Michael's daughter. After Michael's passing, Paris, no longer under her father's protection, was often mocked by classmates. After that, Macaulay frequently appeared by Paris's side to support her. Third, Macaulay inherited Michael's spirit. Michael was passionate about charity work, and Macaulay also devoted himself to philanthropy, making giving back to society his top priority. Moreover, Macaulay established a charitable foundation to provide support and opportunities for underprivileged children.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Repaying to the ones who helped you a lot in the time that you were weak. That's a good thing. That's a good thing done by Macaulay Culkin. That's great. But I heard him that he said Trump testified for Michael Jackson that he didn't do anything. He was innocent, and that's good for Trump. I mean, we heard of Trump as a lot of things we heard about Trump is bad. So that's a W for Trump. And also the other thing about this is that Michael Jackson himself was a child star. Like he became a star when he was a child, and he knows how children who are stars pass it. Like in this industry, in this music industry, in this movie industry and stuff. He knows how children are abused, so he stand for Macaulay Culkin, and that is a very good thing. He experienced it himself. When you experience something for yourself and you are a good man, you want to help others, right? If you had a good experience, you want them to experience good things, and if you had bad experience, you don't want them to experience that bad thing if you are a good person. So that shows how good Michael Jackson is in his personality.
So you mean to tell me the Epstein files reveal that Michael Jackson was actually trying to help the kids by taking them to Never Never Land to get them away from the perverts? Do y'all know what that means? So according to the new Epstein files info, Michael Jackson created Never Never Land to be a safe space for kids to go to get away from the perverts like Epstein and Diddy. And since Michael Jackson was about to expose, or was in the middle of exposing them, allegedly, that is why he got took out, allegedly. I still don't think y'all understand the gravity of this situation now. Yeah. So now the whole conspiracy theory with Diddy and the coroner and somehow that Secret Service or agent or whatever, Fahim or whatever that guy named that worked with Diddy, who many conspiracy people were saying had something to do with MJ being taken out of here. Now, that all kind of makes sense, in a sense.
Indeed.
And so since Michael Jackson was trying to take down that whole perverted scheme, they flipped it on him and made him look like he was the
Yeah.
predator. And I'm talking about Michael Jackson. When
That's
all
crazy.
this time it was a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
And it was them trying to protect their self. And in turn, they shitted on Michael Jackson.
Absolutely.
And I don't like it. What if
Yeah.
I told you?
That's absolutely disgusting.
I fully believe the theory going around about Neverland right now that Michael Jackson took the kids there to protect them from
Yeah.
an industry that we now know was and still is crawling with predators, and then what followed was projection, powerful people deflecting and redirecting and letting one man take the hit while the rest of them carried on.
Yeah.
And before anybody loses their mind, I don't go by accusations alone.
Yeah.
I go by evidence, and that
Of course,
includes what the
gotta
children
be.
themselves have said. Macaulay Culkin has defended Michael Jackson for decades, consistently, calmly, and he's never changed his story. He said Michael never did anything to him, never behaved inappropriately, never crossed the line. He described their relationship as a friendship and mentorship where they bonded over the shared trauma of childhood fame. Macaulay was 10, Michael was 32, and Macaulay has said flat out that Michael was never inappropriate. In a 2020 interview, he literally said he never did anything to me and I never saw him do anything. And especially right now, I'd have nothing to hold back. If I had something to speak up about, I would, but no, he never did anything, and that matters because Michael was already dead. There was nothing to gain by defending him, no power imbalance, no pressure, no reason to lie, and Macaulay isn't the only one. Emmanuel Lewis, Aaron Carter, Mark Lester, Brett Barnes, all former child stars, all spent time with Michael, all said he never made them uncomfortable, all said he never touched them, all said he wasn't that person.
What
And
do
on
you
top
want
of
more
that,
than
Michael
this?
Jackson was acquitted of all charges, not let off on a technicality, acquitted. You can literally still find that on the FBI's own site. So now, with everything we're learning about Epstein, about networks, about how long this shit was allowed to run, is it really that crazy to ask whether the wrong man was destroyed? Is it really impossible that the real monsters projected what they were doing onto somebody who was already strange, isolated, and easy to vilify? I'm not saying this is definitive, I'm just saying it's worth thinking about, because history has a habit of protecting the powerful and sacrificing the convenient.
Yeah. That's the reality. That's the reality. I don't know what else do people want. The Epstein, the files testifying for Michael Jackson. The children, you know, in which Michael Jackson was accused of doing wrong things on, they testified, all of them testified for Michael Jackson that he didn't do anything to them. What else do people want? And they're accusing him without evidence. What else is there to prove his innocence? Okay. And there is a saying in laws, you know, like in court and stuff, that goes innocent until proven guilty. Okay? But for Michael Jackson, he was guilty until proven innocence. Okay? Until proven innocent. And he proved to be innocent. Like there is evidence that he didn't do anything. Okay, there is evidence. The children told them. They testified for him. Trump testified for him. So they just want him to uh to be accused of such kind of things. That's all. Nothing else. He didn't do anything. So that's it. Nothing else. And that's what we can say for him. He didn't do anything. May his soul rest in peace. He's dead now. But people are evil. Most people are evil. Like, not most people, sorry. Just there are a lot of people who are evil. So you gotta be careful. That's what I can say. Anyways, that's it for now. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Write down your comments. Till next time, peace and blessings. Goodbye.